Hey there YouTube, this is TLR Theory, and we're here to do another game and commentary video impression. This time covering Resistance Burning Skies, the game everyone's been waiting for, except no one ever. This game is done by the team Nihilistic, which is notorious for releasing a bunch of games that aren't received very well. So yes, it's only natural that they be put in charge of the first-person shooter that's supposed to showcase how this is with first-person shooters and the dual analog sticks that they keep mentioning in every commercial. So whenever it finally decides to finish loading rather, and we'll get into what kind of game this is and how it is. Any day now. I've played this game through entirely and I don't quite remember it loading that long. It might have been because I beat this game in roughly 2 hours without removing the card. There we go, there's some progress. If you've read anything on this game prior to watching this video, you notice that, much like everything else these guys have made, it's not being received very well at all. Mostly due to the broken online, with shots that register roughly a quarter of a second after they happen, and overpowered shotguns that can kill you in one hit with ridiculous amounts of distance. Contrary to all that though, one of the couple of things that actually bother me about this game are these incredibly low quality videos. First off, the incredibly low quality videos that you cannot skip for anything. No button on this allows you to skip these videos. The back touchpad does nothing. So we're stuck watching this to figure out whatever they're talking about in incredibly low volume. Surprisingly though, the storyline wasn't entirely crap on this. So I can at least give them credit for that. And another good thing I can say is that the level design is somewhat interesting, as well as the upgrade system. They have Grey Tech upgrade cubes that you can find throughout levels that allow you to upgrade weapons and give them some extras that are actually pretty interesting, such as being able to lock onto an enemy and fire with one gun, or sending out a drone to do your dirty work for you. Video done yet? No. I'm not going to get into an online game because there's virtually no one playing.
Mac, the dock.
But I will show you a fair amount of the single player footage. And one thing you may notice is that, like quite a few other games, this is very, very upscaled and is not running at Vita's native resolution. Which means we get very muddy, pixelated, blurry graphics. There's a lot of people that like to damage control this and say, well, there's some PlayStation 3 and 360 games upscaled too. Like our famous Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. If you've played this game, you know, well, you may or may not know that that's also upscaled. But there's a big difference between being feet and feet away from your TV as opposed to a couple inches away from your Vita screen. And when you're only about 12 inches away from your Vita screen, then the effects of upscaling get much more drastic. You have a very ugly game insulting this gorgeous 5-inch OLED screen.
Ellie. Thanks.
Don't mention it.
What I can say about this is that this does at least establish a good control scheme as a proof of concept shooter. So it may not be the Vita's defining first-person shooter, but it does have decent controls. Running's done with the down button, since there's no clicking triggers or clicking analogs, and the touchscreen is used for the melee attacks. Sometimes the touchscreen isn't very reliable. Online I know that doesn't work all the time, but it's fairly functional. And let's find some stuff to kill. Okay, we're gonna have to get rid of that guy. Now, another thing people commonly complain about that I can't agree with is these guns. Pretty much sound like popcorn. It doesn't really capture things effectively. I never thought of popcorn as war, but I guess that's the vision of nihilistics that I just don't comprehend. Oh, and that's another lovely overpowered concept of this game. This is pretty much the kill everything gun. As I've already given them credit for, the guns in this game are actually very interesting. And I'm out of bullets on one of the most fun ones.
Whatever they got in here must be important.
But they have all kinds of special powers that you can put on the guns and what have you. Like this one, as soon as I find an enemy, I'll show you it allows you to tag an enemy. And where's everyone at? There we go. So that you don't have to be in their line of fire when you're shooting at them. Kind of an interesting way to kill enemies, and that's one of the most tactical guns you can use online if you don't feel like playing shotgun wars.
The Serpa has bases all over. This must be one made out of the shell of Ellis Island.
And while I have talked a lot of crap on this game, I actually don't think it's entirely terrible, like many others do. When many others would give it about a 2 out of 10, I'll say it's a good 6. It's not average, it's not anywhere near, but it's a very strong below average, just to be completely fair to it. It did establish a good control scheme, and this level design is fairly interesting for the most part. But we do hope that we get better shooters in the future, better quality ones that don't have extraordinary lag issues online. Alright, and that'll be all I'll show you today for Resistance Burning Skies. Keep on watching these videos and subscribe.